Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we are going to learn how to do the polyfill of promise.any. Okay, so let's see how currently the promise.any is working, right? uh, Promise one, okay. Promise dot, let's do the reject, okay. Reject one, and constant promise 2 is equal to um, new promise, and inside this we have two parameter. First one is resolve and then reject. So and let us do a set timeout, okay. So the first function is our first parameter is function, the second one is timer. So let's give the timer is 500 millisecond, and let's pass the parameter is promise 2, okay. And let's create one more promise 3, okay. uh, and let's put one more set timeout and put the same, right? So just only change the timer for now. Let's put the 700, okay. So if I call let's and one more thing, we know like the promise.any is it is taking the array of promise, right? So let's create an array, okay. Promise array, promise 1, 2 and 3, okay. So if I call the promise.any function, promise.any, okay, and if I pass this promise array, okay, and you know promise.any is also return a promise, okay. So that's why we need the then and catch method to handle this promise, okay. So let's print this resolve, and let's handle the error case as well. So if I save this function, save this file, we are getting this error promise.n is not a function, okay. There may be the reason like I'm not using the node latest version, okay. So that's why it is giving me the error promise.any. So let us run this one in any online compiler, okay. So let's run here, and if I run this one, so you can see we are getting the value promise 2. Why promise 2? The reason is in the promise.any it is just finding the promise which is getting resolved as soon the which promise is getting resolved the first, right? So that's why it is print the promise 2. So if I put if I change the increase the timer to 900, so in that case you can see we are getting the values promise 3, okay. So and one more thing, if I and instead of resolve, if I pass the reject here, okay, and now we have promise 1, promise 2 and promise 3. All these three are getting all these three are in rejected, right? So if I if we passing all the rejected promises in the array, so if I run, you can see we are getting the value all promise were rejected, right? This is the error which we are getting. So let's try to implement this. How we will implement, let's see. So let me just comment out, not comment out, just remove this one, okay. So let's create a function polyfill promise.any, okay. So let's took this array, okay, and let's call this function first and pass this array promise array, okay. And you know this polyfill promise.any is it also return a promise, so we need then and catch method to handle that promise, okay. So let's call this then and use catch as well, okay. Console log error. So now first what we have to do, we just need to return the promise, right? So let's do, and inside this we have resolve reject, right? And inside this promise I have to iterate this array such that we can know like which one is getting rejected or which one is in resolved, right? So to handle this promise this promise array, first I have to iterate. I am using for each method, okay. So So for the every value is in promise, so that's why I need I am using then and catch to to handle that promise. Okay. And whenever if the value of promise is if the value of this promise is resolved, so it is move in the then it is move inside this then block. Okay. So what we have to do, we just have to resolve this function, resolve this promise, right? And otherwise, in case of error, I just need to reject the so in promise.any, you remember, like this is only get the rejected value what we are getting, and the error what we are getting in case of all the rejected is all promise were rejected. So for handle this case, we just need one more parameter, which is one variable. Okay, not parameter. So in case of error, we will just increase our count. Okay. If the value of count is promise array dot length. Okay. So in this case, what we will do, we will just reject. Okay, and we will give the error like all the promises rejected, right? So now let's try to run this code, and yeah. So if I save this function, save this file. Okay, so you can see we are getting count read property catch of at line number which 29. Okay, then end. Okay, I wrote this function outside the promise, that's why. Okay, so now if I save this file, you see, let me save again. So if you see we are getting the value promise 2, right? So because the promise 2 has lesser timer than this promise 3, right? If we increase it to 900, so in this case, you are see the promise 3 we are getting printed, right? So instead of resolve, if I call here pass the reject, right? So in this case, you can see the error we are getting, all the promise rejected. So this is how promise we can do the polyfill of promise.any. Okay, I hope you get some idea like how to do the polyfill of promise.any. I also have other videos which I have done, like promise.all, promise.settled, polyfill. So if you like this video, don't forget to give a like. If you have any query, you can ask me in the comment section. I will try to resolve. So thank you so much.